Good morning.
So honestly, there's a lot to talk about. So the first iOS 27 beta just dropped, and this is going to be slightly controversial because yes, it's faster, stronger, better. Yes, Google, Apple intelligence finally makes sense. There are some cool features Apple did not show you at the event. But you, my dear, you might not even get it. I mean, it's there, but it's not there. I have it installed on the iPhone 17 Pro, the base iPhone 17. Also, surprise, the iPhone 11 Pro. Yeah, this is the only iOS 27 video you need to watch. And yeah, it's 4 a.m. in the night, so a sub would be highly appreciated. And let's get in detail. So let me start with things Apple is fixing with this new iOS 27 update, and the list is pretty long. First up is the performance. So I'm not sure you're aware, but the newer iPhones already have this new advanced CPU scheduler to handle app launches faster, take on heavier tasks with ease. But with iOS 27, Apple is optimizing this even further. But the bigger news is that the CPU scheduler is actually coming to older iPhones. Yeah, even the iPhone 11 is getting this, and this is Apple basically taking on the conspiracy theory of updates ruining iPhones, making people buy new iPhones. Get it? And yeah, we just installed iOS 27 on the iPhone 11 Pro, and this is the phone on iOS 26 and with iOS 27 side by side. And I know early days, but iOS 27 does seem to make things snappier. Let me know if you see a difference. And that's not all. Photos now appear faster in the Photos app when you click like tons of them at once. AirDrop is said to be 80% faster now, and we checked with the same file, but it's actually slower on iOS 27. Strange, but maybe beta things. Apart from that, the animation's a bit smoother if you look very closely. And if you're an iPhone user who's not really happy with liquid glass, I'm not sure who is, there's actually some major refinements. There's better liquid glass effect in the icons, there's also uniformity fraction and better contrast, so text is easier to read. There's even a slider in the settings to change intensity from default to either more clear, more tinted, or anywhere in between. Earlier you could only have it clear or tinted. So you're fixing things, and in the same sort of vein, you now finally have separate volume controls for alarms, timers, other alerts. People have been wanting this. And big news, you can also finally remove the media player from the lock screen. Yay! Apple is also finally fixing search beat in the Spotlight or search in the Mail app or the Photos app. See, basically search will now work better because Apple has completely rebuilt the search index in the background, so anything new gets indexed almost instantly. Old content should be easy to find as well. And moving on, if you see in the settings, there's a new connectivity assist feature in the Wi-Fi settings. So you know how your phone is connected to Wi-Fi, but nothing is loading, so you have to turn off Wi-Fi, use mobile data. Your iPhone can now do that on its own. Android has had this for years, but good for you guys, the fanboys. Now coming to the new features, the biggest new feature, in my opinion, is the new Shortcuts app. See, in iOS 27, you can just open up the Shortcuts app and you can just tell it what kind of shortcut you want, and Apple Intelligence will make it for you. Kind of like how Gemini Intelligence creates widgets and automations on Android 17. Yeah, Samsung's More Than Routines app finally has some serious competition. The other big feature, and honestly my favorite one, is fixed passwords, and it's not what you think. See, earlier, if one of your passwords got leaked online, Apple would warn you about it, Google does the same, but Apple took it way further. So you can just tap fixed password and iOS literally signs into the website, generates a stronger password, updates everything automatically. Not working on every website yet, but absolutely crazy. Did not see this coming. But what we did see coming are the features that we have already seen on Android, but again, Apple fans. The smart suggestions in the Messages app, basically Apple's version of Samsung's Now Nuts. So if someone asks you to share photos from a trip, you get suggestions right here. And yes, apart from the new iOS 27 wallpapers, you now have AI wallpapers too, just like Android. You can just type what you want, add reference images if you like, and generate a completely custom wallpaper. And not just that, you can even use AI to create contact poster, which is funny because Android brands copied the contacts poster feature from iOS, and then they added AI to it. Now Apple is copying the AI part. So I'm not sure at this point who's copying whom. So math is not mathing. But here's one tiny feature I actually love. So say if you're calling an airline and you need to enter your booking number, iPhone can automatically find it from the mail, put it on the screen right here. So useful. And there's also AI in Canada. Basically, you can now type something like lunch with Rhea Ripley at 2 p.m. at Starbucks, and calendar will create the event automatically. Same with reminders, just type and it'll do it for the date and time you choose. And you can even ask Siri to do all of this for you, and even ask it to change your entire routine, like multiple reminders and calendars at once, which is not possible earlier. And yeah, I'll get to Siri, which is big, but here's one feature where Apple didn't copy anyone. Surprise. So basically, the Photos app has this new AI tool called Spatial Reframe, and this is crazy. I mean, you can literally change the angle from where the photo was taken. I mean, just look at this. I can go from a straight photo to a side angle. It's kind of like asking, bro, move camera 2 inches to the left, and regenerates things with AI to kind of make it look natural. And yeah, this could be one of the coolest AI features in 2026. And yes, you also have the usual cleanup tool, which now works much better, thankfully. I mean, can finally fix Nick Fury's eye. I mean, not my eyes, nobody can. But yes, Apple must have seen all the Apple versus Samsung memes, so good job. And there's also the new extend feature. Basically, if any frame's too tight, you can extend the frame, change aspect ratios, generate what outside the frame with AI. And even this is working great, even in this beta. And finally, the big one. Siri, after all these years, is finally kind of becoming usable now. The last thing you did, Tim Bhai. Great job. First up, goodbye Spotlight and welcome Siri AI. Basically, Siri is now merging with Spotlight.
Yeah, boy.
Experience. See, in iOS 27, swipe down from the center, you get Siri. Swipe down from the dynamic island, you get Siri again. And the full screen Siri animation is gone to you now get this new animation in the dynamic island and shows you all the details right here. You can swipe here to make it, full screen. And if you look at the UI, it's literally Gemini. Same plus button, chat and voice and mic button placement. I mean, you can use the plus button to add images, files, and ask it questions on the same. I mean, there's no Nando banana, obviously, that would be too obvious. But other than that, Gemini. Also, Siri now has a dedicated app now which shows you all the conversations. Yep, like Gemini. I mean, Apple did confirm its collab with Google, so it's literally Gemini intelligence that we saw on the Android show with better VFX, a higher paid editor. You get the idea. Jokes apart though, with Siri AI, you can now talk naturally, get natural answers. I mean, literally does answer. It also gives you detailed answers, not taking you to a web page or asking if you want to use ChatGPT. It's way better and it's basically Gemini, like I've been saying. I mean, also understands what's on your screen, gives you results. And from what Apple showed us, it will use personal context for responses. You'll even be able to customize how fast you want Siri to go, how expressive you want Siri to be, although that's not here yet. Siri AI will also bring improved dictation, although only in English for now. And yes, iOS 27 brings a newish camera app, as you can see. And this gets a new Siri mode, which is basically visual intelligence, or in Android terms, Google Lens. That's not all. Siri AI will also let you write better. It'll also give you feedback, even proofread stuff you write everywhere. It will also be integrated into mail and messages to write the way you write. Basically, your emails to your boss won't sound the same as your late night text to your... Yeah. Now remember I said you might not get it. There's actually layers to it. So iOS 27, this update is coming to iPhone 11 and later models. And then there's Apple Intelligence and Siri AI, which is coming to iPhone 15 Pro, iPhone 16 and later models. But the most powerful on-device features like, Siri's expressive voices, the new advanced dictation, these will be reserved for the 17 Pro, 17 Pro Max, iPhone Air, some Macs and iPads, but not the iPhone 17. I mean, Apple is literally doing what they did to iPhone 15 users a couple of years back. Now moving on to a more positive note, there's a bunch of smaller but really interesting features in iOS 27. So remember the shake to undo gesture which we've all accidentally done. Now you can shake to undo any accidental home screen changes. Perfect for, my mother who loses WhatsApp every other day. Also, if you use AirPods, there's finally custom EQ, so you can now change how your AirPods sound, which was long overdue if you ask me. On the lock screen, you now move the clock next to the date and this looks clean AF. The Photos UI has a few changes and there's also a new option to upgrade shared albums. Yes, now even your friends on Android and Windows can join the album, upload their own photos, and finally, shared albums now supports full resolution and photos and videos, they won't get compressed anymore. And if you use Safari, it can now organize hundreds of tabs into different categories, automatically notify for web page changes like if PS5 comes back in stock or if tickets go live, so quickly. And you can even make extensions inside Safari by just typing, which is again very cool. Now this year's WWDC was kind of strange. I mean, it was literally divided into two halves. First half fixing iOS, second half turning Siri into Gemini. And from an Android user perspective, this is Gemini intelligence all over again. But from an iPhone user perspective, these are big, meaningful changes. But yeah, I want to know from you guys, what do you guys think of this update genuinely? And yeah, I'm gonna miss this.
Thank you all for joining us.